Welcome back to Smoky Ribs. What I'm doing today is I'm taking some old-time Southern flavors, the kind of flavors I grew up with right here in the South, and I'm putting a modern twist to it. What I'm doing is a Southern pork belly slider. Let's get busy.
If you want to cook backyard barbecue till you get your feel, you come to the right place. Restaurant Smoky Ribs. Smoky Ribs. Smoky Ribs.
Alright, so here's my pork belly. This is 2-pound pork belly. This is a Berkshire pork, just like I used on the bacon video here a few weeks ago. What I'm going to do is I'm going to cut straight across, and this is going to help do two things. It's going to help get the rub and seasonings down into this side of the pork, and plus once I get ready to slice this up after it's smoked and slice it up, it's going to aid me in that as well. We're going to flip it over. We're going to put the remainder of this Cajun rub. Alright, that should be fine right there. Alright, now earlier I chopped up onions, yellow onions, and I also chopped up about 3 stalks of celery and about 1 bell pepper. We're just going to throw that into the bottom of this pan. This is the Cajun Trinity right here. You want to add some salt to this. Alright, now what you want to do at this point is take your pork belly and lay it right on top of these vegetables. It's going to suspend it off the bottom. Alright, basically what I'm doing, I'm pretty much braising this, but not exactly. I'm not going to cover this like you would when you're braising meat. I'm going to be letting this beer, I'm using beer, this is a Lagunitas Daytime. I'm going to be using this beer as the liquid to create the steam to get the meat tender, and we're not going to go above the skin here, if even that far. I'm also adding pecan wood as smoke, so some of that smoke could get into this pork belly as well. Alright, I'm going to go ahead and pour this one beer in, and it's probably going to take a few more. Tell you what, this is a really good beer to drink too. I really love this stuff. Alright, beer number 2. I'm going to go ahead and put 3 beers in this because I am going to be having evaporation while this is cooking. Alright, I've got my grill dome fired up. I've already got the temperatures leveled out on it. I'm going to go ahead and take this outside. We'll see you out there. Alright, so I've got my grill dome. I got it pegged out at 300 degrees right on the money. I'm going to start with that temperature because of the skin. I want to go ahead and start applying a little bit of a crisp to this, but what's really going to do it is when I fry it after this is smoked. Alright, we're going to go ahead, open it up. Now that is just strictly the smoke from the lump charcoal. Here is a piece of pecan that I've got going in. I'm just going to put it dead center so we can get some immediate smoke from it. From here, I'm going to put my deflector plate rack in place. Now on goes the deflector plate. This is for indirect cooking, and our stainless steel grate. And I'm going to put the pork belly right here. We're going to close it up, and we're going to let this cook until it's very tender but not falling apart tender. And we'll take a look at it, I don't know, probably in about 2 hours. Alright, I've been going roughly around 3 hours. Hadn't really been timing it. What I have been doing is going by temperature here. What I'm getting ready to do is go ahead and remove this pan. I'm going to remove the pork belly and wrap it in aluminum foil and try to get some other things done, and we're going to resume back inside in the kitchen. Alright, I'm getting ready to make a Mississippi comeback sauce. This sauce, you can Google it. It was actually developed right here, I believe around Jackson, Mississippi at a restaurant. This here is the pork belly. It has reduced quite a bit in size from where I started. I would venture to say it lost at least 2/3 of a pound out of the 2 pounds that it began at. But it's very, very moist, very, very tender. And we're going to deal with this here in a few minutes. Right now we're going to make this comeback sauce. We're going to start with 1 full cup of mayo. You can use your favorite mayo. A favorite mayo down here in the deep south is Blue Plate. You use your favorite. Now I've got 1/4 cup of chili sauce going in. 1/4 cup of ketchup going in. Alright, I've got 1 teaspoon of yellow prepared mustard, just plain old yellow mustard. I got 1 teaspoon of Worcestershire sauce. I've got 1/2 cup of vegetable oil. I'm Going to add in about a teaspoon of cracked black pepper. Now there's variations of this sauce if you go to looking online. Most of them call for garlic powder and onion powder. I'm using actual onion. I got about 2 tablespoons of minced onion going in. I've got 2 large cloves of garlic going in. The best I can tell, the original recipe called for the actual real deal, not the powder. All right, last thing I'm gonna put in the juice of 1/2 of a lemon. I'm gonna take my immersion blender and give all this a really thorough mix. All right, I've got a really good blend on this. Let's give it a taste. Oh yeah, excellent stuff. This is somewhere between a Thousand Island dressing and a room alive. It's kind of right there in the middle. It's gonna be great on what I'm doing today. All right, I'm gonna put a lid on this. We're gonna refrigerate it. All right, we're getting ready to make these hoe cakes, and as I stated earlier, up north they also refer to these as Johnny cakes. It's basically the same thing. You can use Google and go in there and Google that and find the history behind it and how it got started. And basically this is pretty much, I would think, the same recipe. I wasn't there, so I don't know. But I do know that the corn flour and regular flour and eggs and buttermilk and all that was available back then. So I'm pretty sure this is a pretty close replica. What I'm going in with is 1 cup of self-rising cornmeal, 1 cup of self-rising flour. Okay, I got them mixed together. Now into that, I'm adding 2 eggs, going in with 3/4 cup buttermilk. All right, now I'm going in with 1 tablespoon of white sugar, just white refined sugar. Now I've got 1/3 plus 1 tablespoon of just plain water. Going to give all this a really good mix. All right, so let's go ahead and make our hoe cakes. Just pour your batter in. Just like a pancake, you wait for everything to start bubbling real good, and if you see them start to turn brown around the edges, it's time to flip. All right, we're nice and bubbly here. Let's see what we got. Oh yeah, beautiful. I've got my hoe cakes going. Now we're going to start dropping in some of this pork belly into our hot lard. Go ahead and put a nice crisp on this. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and plate one of these up and show you how it's done, how I do it anyway. We're going to start one of these hoe cakes right here. Now we're going to lay across some of this Berkshire pork belly. I'm here to tell you this stuff is smelling insane. Really, really good. Just really pile it on there. These hoe cakes, oh my goodness, it brings me back to my childhood growing up at home. It's just the best. It's like a fried cornbread, basically. That's exactly what it is in a nutshell. It's fried cornbread. All right, now what we're going to do is take this Mississippi comeback sauce, and we're simply just going to drizzle some of this across the top of this. Now you could top this with green onions or regular onions, just anything you want. I don't want nothing. I want this right here. This should do it for me. Now we're going to top this off with another hoe cake. There you have it. This is a southern pork belly slider. Let's give it a try. All right, we're ready. Here's a taste test. This is still nice and hot. Let's dive in. I'm very pleased with the results of this. I'm no stranger to these flavors. I was raised around them. The pork belly, when it's not bacon, it tastes a lot like a pork rib. This Berkshire, just amazing flavor. Oh my goodness. Man, that has got flavor for days, I'm telling you. The Mississippi comeback sauce works really well with this. I hope you give it a try. Like I said earlier, I'm just putting a modern twist to some classic flavors been around all of my life and a lot longer than that. These hoe cakes are definitely nothing new. Hope you give it a try. Until next time, Smoky Ribs.